again. It's episode 417 of GI Joburg. I'm Paul, and I'm joined as always by.
It's Rob. That's me. I'm on Paul's left. That's
You're at the bottom, my dude.
Oh, okay. I can't tell because I'm in the little window. I'm always on your left.
You kind of are. You're on.
I am, aren't I? I
Not
am a
stage
bit more
left.
left than you, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And who's that scallywag? That's in
Who's
the
this
corner
guy?
there.
Hello, everyone. This is Steve. You're listening to another episode of GI Joburg, and all good podcasts, as far as I'm concerned, should always kick off with a rant.
I love rants. Those are like my favorite things
Rant
to listen
away.
to.
Get ready to get fired up, everyone, because
Stephen has words, guys.
Shit things happen. Okay, so my Raider, 1989 Raider, wonderful gift actually, from a friend called Greg, who we met in the States, showed us great hospitality.
Played with in the petrol station somewhere in Indiana.
Had a fantastic.
My Raider is a lovely specimen, but is stickerless.
Oh,
and a stickerless vehicle, I realize now, it feels a bit naked. It feels a bit like almost factory fresh. It's like this thing has none of those little pops of color, the little visual intrigues. It's too creamy tan. It's too clean. It needs some cruddy old stickers,
some
coming
character.
Up place.
Yeah.
But because I can't recreate cruddy old stickers, 35 years on, I'd have to settle for reproduction stickers, which are very fresh, very nice. I mean, have you guys had experience with? They were called Cobra stickers.
Still not yet.
No, I think
one day I still will get. Sorry, Rob.
No, I was just gonna say. I think we had this debate before, and I think I was very much like repro stickers on original toys, not on my toys.
No,
I say. On one of your toys, you are currently bearing repro stickers.
Which one? I need to take them off
immediately. Yeah, yank them right off. Well, you gave me your blessing back in the day because we needed to shoot Atlantis Factor, and I needed a Rattler, and we didn't have a Rattler. We had the GI Joe A10 Thunderbolt. Yeah. And so you gave me permission to put repro Rattler stickers on it.
I did.
Faction it as a Cobra vehicle. For the purposes of that play motion, and you haven't yanked them off yet. So
regretted that decision ever since.
But, those were called Cobra stickers. They then became Toy Hacks stickers because they were, I suppose, joined forces with the Transformers repro guys.
Okay,
who do wonderful custom decal sheets and reproduction originals for Transformers of all shapes and sizes, of all generations.
Beautiful.
But it was also your one-stop shop for anything GI Joe. I go there and try to purchase Raider stickers, and they do not ship to my country.
Wow. Yeah, tell me about it. I had the same experience recently where I was trying to buy something, and I thought it was the address that was wrong. So I put my work address in. I was like, "Ooh, there's a problem with this address." I put my home address in. Ooh, there's a problem with this address. I contacted the support, and they're like, "Yeah, no, actually, we are currently our courier service, because of like problems and stuff, we don't currently deliver to your region in 2026."
Fortunately, there are alternatives to Toy Hacks, and they're pretty affordable too. Rattler Repros was my second port of call. So Toy Hacks go the extra mile, and all of their sticker sheets are cut.
Oh, wonderful.
Rattler Repros, you got to take a pair of scissors to them, right? So that effectively halves the cost of the sticker sheet.
Yeah.
It was $15 from Toy Hacks. It was $9. No, was it $8? $8.99 from Rattler Repros.
And shipping can't be that much, surely. That's just
hold on. It was $7. It was $6.99.
Wow.
I might be fudging the numbers. I know the shipping was about $8 US.
Like half price.
Anyway, they charged my PayPal account, and I thought I was off to the races. A day later, I received an SMS. They sent me a text message to say 1 or some of your items in your cart have been cancelled. I was like, well, I only ordered one thing, guys, so I guess you ain't sending me my Raider stickers either.
Good
So
lord.
what was my White Knight Rattler repros have fallen into the same trap as Toy Hacks, and now my Raider can't get stickers. That
Goodness.
sucks.
Dude,
That
why
is awful.
don't you? I can give you. You can use my forwarder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rant over then. Thanks, Paul. I've got to
I
work
told you
around.
guys this.
Anyway,
Sorry.
just pull the mic a little bit closer to you, man.
No, for sure. But like, the forwarders are all very good and well. But like, when you're an independent man in your 40s, you want to be able to like buy your own things, and not have to rely on others.
Well, it's a happy ending. If your forwarder can sort it out. The problem, though, with the forwarder is, you're paying shipping twice. But at
That
least
is true.
domestic with shipping within the US is
A lot of places.
Pittance, or
A lot of
sometimes free
places.
shipping.
Yeah, well, guys, I mean, to be fair, like in the case of like shipping in the States, it's usually $5 from Big Bad. Like I use Big Bad toy stores, so it's usually $5 to $7 to get it to my to my forwarder.
Yeah.
And then my forwarder can be, depending on the size of the parcel, can be anything from $30 to $70 to send it here. $70 as if it's something really big, like I would imagine. Actually, when I did about like 6 or 7 classified figures once upon a time, and I think there was a Ninja Turtle in there as well. That was quite a heavy box. That was about 60 USD, but it's generally not too bad. It's a lot cheaper than sending it straight from the States to here through via USPS. Damn, and we're not even sponsored.
Not even. Like we're just
Not even
saying,
sponsored.
like this is just.
But there are other forwarders like My US as well, which is very good. With them you can even choose the carrier, so you don't have to use Aramex, for example.
You can use anyone you want. You can
but
use.
Forwarder, like, and I feel like this is like especially important for like the listeners that we have here in South Africa. Like, and I'm sure many of those guys already know about it. But yeah, like forwarding, shipping forward services or whatever, they are actually really, really good. And like Aramex, okay, for me, I think it's just because of my security settings on my machine. But they normally send you photos of the packages when they arrive and all kinds of stuff to make sure it's good. They have got a little bit of a subscription fee if you pay, where you get a bit of a discount in that they charge you per 100 grams rather than per kilogram.
Okay.
Which does actually save you some money, but the jury is out on that. You need to vote with your credit card on if you think that's
yeah.
a good
Well, I
enough
suppose
service.
it also depends on how often you get things shipped. But forwarding services are fantastic. But I mean, it's still. I think Stephen's rant is still very valid. That in the 21st century, you can live in a place in the world that is not accessible to you. You cannot buy products from a supplier because they're unwilling to send stuff to your country.
But this is not something that happened when I got that first sheet for you, Rob. Like this is a kind of scaling back on
they're kind
their
of like
offerings, which is
don't
unfortunate.
send
But
stuff there.
where the world may be. Anyways, guys, let's put the kibosh on Rattler
Let's put
Repro
that
/
away.
Toy Hacks, and
let's talk about happy stuff. So it was my birthday recently, as everyone knows. I think we discussed it quite comprehensively in 515, I think. And I just wanted to show off some of the other things that I got for my birthday from Stephen and Paul. So obviously you already know about the Silver Mirage. We talked about that in the previous episode. And Stephen also kind of like, well, I almost didn't get him because Stephen doesn't know how to listen to questions. Version 2 Stalker. I got Version 2 Stalker from Stephen. Other things that Stephen gave me was the Snow Serpent. A very fantastic version of the Snow Serpent.
Oh, dude.
Complete with like
beautiful toy.
Every little bit and thing that he comes with.
Beautiful toy.
Wonderful version of the toy. I think
nice
it took
and
me
fresh,
a moment.
too.
Oh, look, he's lovely, yeah. I'll work on that. I'll just smoke a lot in my room so he doesn't also
I've got some pre-yellowed ones if you'd like me to.
All right, that'd be so much
Just
better because then I don't feel so bad smoking.
Yeah, just put him somewhere like where it'll be hot as well, so that it can really like.
Oh, for sure. I put him on top of my laptop. My laptop gets exceptionally hot. And then something else new was the Badger.
The Badger.
I have a Badger now, and this
that was pre-yellowed.
This was pre-yellowed. I think
Yeah.
it's weird. Yeah, it's quite a green yellow vehicle.
Quite a shade.
But
My
that's
God.
90s vehicles for you. I mean, this is what they look like. And I mean, I think this also shows like something I was mentioning in our Silver Mirage reviews, that Silver Mirage is very much like a model and a beautiful little representation of a real world-esque toy. I mean, vehicle. Well, this is very much a toy. Like this, I think you could probably give this to Steven's kids, and they will only partially break it. They won't completely destroy it like they would the Silver Mirage.
Rob, while you've got the badger in your hand, let's play a little game.
Oh my
Ooh,
God.
I
And this will be great for the
games.
guys who are listening as well, because they can see it in their mind's eye then. What color would you say the badger is? Would you say it's neon yellow, or would you say it's a neon green?
Ooh. I err on neon green. I think that would be my opinion. Kind of like a lime neon green.
Yeah.
Although looking at it now, if you're looking at the stream, it can look yellow from certain
It's a
angles.
bit of a white dress, black dress situation thing here
Yeah,
as well.
actually, because of the blue, I think it makes it look like that.
Okay.
I don't know,
Steve?
Steven, what do you think?
Well, it's certainly not the shade of a highlighter green, but I'd say it pushes more towards green than staying, canary yellow.
Yeah, for sure.
So now for our viewers, and for those who want to comment on this in the comment section, I hear a lot of Americans, when they review this vehicle or refer to this vehicle, refer to it as neon yellow. And it always freaks me out. And this is
Nah,
it's a bit of I don't want to call it a pet peeve. It's something I find very interesting. That I just want to throw out there is how there are a lot of things that in South Africa we refer to as yellow, whereas in America they refer to it as orange.
Yeah, that's true. Like the orange at the robots.
Yes, on the traffic lights, yeah, on the robots. Whereas, there are some things that because they will refer to certain things that we regard as yellow as orange, and then this badger falls into the same category. So I just thought, hey, you know what?
Yeah, it's
guys in the
fascinating.
comments, let us know your thoughts, where you're at. There are no wrong answers here.
There are not.
Interested in
as long as you say it's green, it is no wrong answer, guys.
Hey, and there's Steven flashing the badger off from one of the comic issues.
From the comic book. So the artist for this issue chose to make it very obviously green.
Issue 121, to say the Silent Castle. We have the badger being featured along with the brawler and the battle wagon.
Oof.
And I wouldn't say that's yellow that the colorist has picked. It's not a forest green. It is a lime green, a sort of a lighter shade. But it's definitely green.
It's very pretty.
It's 100%. Yeah, wonderfully rendered in the comic book.
It's
good on the artist.
Yeah, it's some of the greens
it's
from
Andrew
Mirage.
Wildman on pencils, but the colorist is the one where. Yeah, it's Bob
Randy
Sharon.
Newman. Bob Sharon.
Bob Sharon. And I just thought that was it's an interesting thing. Like I said, just a reminder, this is not like a right or a wrong answer. It's
true, guys.
But let us know in the comments, please.
Yeah, I'm curious.
The debate rage below.
Oh yeah.
Is the badger yellow or green? Is it more yellow or more green?
Green.
Also, all three of us now have a badger.
Oh, fascinating.
What does that mean, Paul?
What does that mean?
It means that we may have a badger focused episode in our future.
Oh my goodness!
Right now?
Whoa!
No, I wouldn't. I don't know if we should go right now.
I'm not prepared, guys.
I'm not ready. No, guys. I mean, we can't spoil people. We already had our Silver Mirage episode.
Silver Mirage, guys.
Now they have to deal with a bit of GI Joburg chit and chat, rubbish.
So rounding out Steven's gifts for my birthday was a fresh version of Flint. Because apparently the version that I own is ratty and awful. And
I think my reasoning was, Rob, you are certainly out of at least between the two of us, you and me, more the Flint guy than I am.
For sure.
And you did get classically, you got sort of the new sculpt era Flint.
Power
you got the Eco Warriors Flint, and then eventually, some years later, you got from me on eBay not one, but 2 desert foxes. And the one desert
did.
fox came with a bonus flint, which you didn't give to me. You kept.
I kept that because I was like, I'm giving you 2 vehicles. I can have my own figure, can't I? It has to go with my Lady J, you know.
But that flint didn't have any of the gold paint apps still surviving.
And now I
So
have 2 flints. So I have 1 flint for each of my Lady J's.
cute.
Nice.
Yes, so now you got a flint that has good gold paint apps. But like reaching back into the mists of time, how do you think I knew that that lot came with a flint? Because this was a Christmas gift to me.
I reckon you probably saw it on eBay. I mean, you were
Bidding,
always on
exactly.
eBay.
I'm
That's
so
the
glad I
thing.
didn't bid against you without realizing it. Because I was
Well,
looking at those 2 desert foxes thinking, should
that'd be
I,
great
shouldn't
to
I?
get.
I am getting the GI Joe HQ this Christmas. I think that's enough
Well,
toy
you would
indulgence.
have had to end up paying more for it, because I had a limit. Whenever I was on eBay, I had a very strict limit. Like I knew
Okay.
exactly the amount I wanted to hit and no further. Thankfully,
Not
most
more
of the
than
time,
400 grand.
yeah, actually, well, these days, I actually don't know what I paid for them. I can't even imagine a number. My eBay, unfortunately, by now doesn't remember my purchases from such a long time ago. But
Look,
no, I always came in with limits. But weirdly enough, whenever I did push, I think I did push. I had, kind of whatever it was, I was able to. I think I usually what I did is I take it to just below my limit, and that would usually be, so say if something was $50, I'd go, and I didn't want to go higher than 80. I'd go 50, and I straight away hit it to 75 or 70, and then usually that kind of weeded out most people that were trying to get a thing. So this kind of like big jump, and it's like, oh gosh, that was my strategy of how I used to
eBay.
do
What
it.
excitement. Well, look, I mean, I've done my time on the bay, that's for sure.
You definitely have. I remember those nights of you kind of like getting up in 2-3 a.m. to like snipe something. You're like, oh, Rob,
Sniping something using the
I don't
web
wake you up.
browser on my PSP, my PlayStation Portable,
Well
which
done.
had terrible reception. So I would hunker down like right up close to my parents' door to try and grab some Wi-Fi from the router there. Anyway, it's curious to me that like we narrowly missed a bidding war
Isn't
with
that
each other
crazy?
without
Hey?
realizing it, because of
That
course you
might
wouldn't
have
have dropped
happened.
any hints that you were currently bidding on a desert fox because it was for me.
Yeah, I like surprises. I like, I mean, we all do. We like surprising each other with things. So,
Well, I like surprising you guys with a surprise topic.
oh my goodness. Well, before the topic, though, let me show off what the other thing that Paul gave me. So, Paul fixed up the Silver Mirage, which apparently originally came from Stephen, had 5 Silver Mirages. But he fixed it up. He sent it to me. It's mine. So it's a group effort. But something that Stephen had no hand in creating, and Paul is now this year actually kind of like reigniting his love for the physical media. He sent me a fantastic portrait of Scoop for my birthday, which I absolutely adore.
Thanks,
And if
man.
you're watching the stream, you can see a beautiful picture of Scoop.
Shot, bud.
And see, I even got a signature. It's gonna be worth something one day, guys.
Hey, hopefully.
One
I'm
of
just
his
sorry it
first
didn't come in
things.
frame.
No, that's fine. I'll find it. I'll find a frame. You told me the Crazy Store
Crazy store, yeah.
has many frames.
They will
So
fix
yes,
that.
Paul is returning to physical media, and he's exploring his limits, and if this is what his stuff looks like now, I mean, it's going to be amazing once he's like
Already
back
cut.
at
Let's
it.
see how it goes. Shot, Rob. Appreciate it, dude.
No, I appreciate it even more. I think it was a wonderful surprise. So,
Sweet.
Stephen, what kind of surprise
What
topic
is the
are you
surprise
gonna hit us
topic?
with? Hey, it's like your favorite figures from 1994.
Well, it's time
Oh, funny
to
you say
throw
that.
ourselves in, boys, because we've danced around this topic for a while
We
now.
have.
But tonight on GI Joburg, we are going to determine, by virtue of a knockout battle,
Oh my goodness.
which the greatest army builder of the 1980s is, are, than they.
Whoa, they them.
It'll be army builder against army builder until we've whittled it down to, I guess, maybe a top 4 or 5. We'll see. I don't know. I hate the idea of a top 1 because
Yeah, because you can't build an army
does
off
that
one
mean
figure, you know.
Well, yeah. What is intriguing is
can
like what shape that top 5 takes, and you
Yeah.
guys are kind of wild cards because I typically default towards the more traditional. And you
It is
guys come in with some crazy
true.
picks. There are some parameters though. We are gonna
Oh.
just do the 80s because 90s like
Ah.
really rip the roof off on army builders.
Oh yeah.
And they deserve their own battle. And maybe we'll do an 80s versus 90s, you know, the top 5 versus the top 5.
That's a
The
great
other parameter
idea.
is no vehicle drivers. I mean, they come with the ultimate accessory in
Ooh.
that they come with a vehicle. But
Yeah.
pitting them up against a single carded, you know, how is Motor Viper really going to compete with like an Alley Viper?
Yeah. Motor Viper wins every time.
Well, maybe if
Obviously.
he's in the stun. But you know, like the figure itself comes with nothing. It's not a fair fight. We can do the same thing for vehicle drivers later on down the road, but
Okay.
right now it's single carded only, with one notable exception. And
Uh-oh.
that
So
will
you're
reveal
throwing
itself
in.
in
Ooh.
the passage of time. But right now, I've got a box full of crumpled papers. I'm gonna
Ah.
pull at random our 2 first
Okay, so you've
combatant.
already determined who you think are army builders.
Well, kind of, yeah. I wasn't gonna call for nominations. I just went through my mind palace and reminded myself who the army builders of the 80s were.
Who are these
Okay,
guys?
boys, it's a latter day matchup. We've got
Whoa.
1989's Target versus 1988's Iron Grenadier. Oh
Oh
boy.
shit.
My goodness.
So
I mean, oh
the
no.
IG versus the Target. We got Destro in the house, man. They're killing each other off.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's some crazy shit.
So where do we start? Because
We could start anywhere,
We
really.
can start with you if you have a gut feeling, dude. I
which
think this
is
is a
a
pretty easy round.
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a
as
draw.
intriguing as the Target is,
It's a draw.
I can't
mean-
honestly tell you which one is better. Like they are both incredible.
well, what criteria are you saying the Target is incredible?
It's got a backpack that
got
is
a
also a
backpack.
jetpack. It's got a gold gun that straps to its wrist. And if you turn the backpack upside down, it looks like a doggy's face. It also has a blast shield on the face.
Donkey's face. I love
Look. Woof. Woof, woof, woof,
it.
woof, woof.
I don't know, man. Rob, you weigh in because I do have some points to rebut Paul's assertions.
Whoa.
Anyway, what do you say, sir?
Well, of the two, I probably have I have a stronger connection with Target. As far as I know, I don't own Iron Grenadier. I'm about to find out I do.
Not yet.
Look behind
I'm
you,
making
Rob.
notes.
Look under your chair, Rob. I think Target is more versatile. Because it kind of like it's the way that it enters. It has a way of entry into a battlefield. It kind of commands the air. As it's kind of entering the battlefield. Yes, once you kind of strip it of its backpack, he does have kind of like a laser gun that he's equipped with to kind of attack people. But definitely having the high ground, as we discovered in Star Wars, is always very important, and it kind of is often the determining factor in battle, and that's something that especially 99% of Joes don't got. They're all ground troops.
Yeah.
Except what Stalker and Starduster
And Hawk.
But
But 90s Hawk. Not even
90s Hawk.
80s
He
Hawk.
doesn't count for this though.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So in the 80s, having air superiority, I think is exceptionally important, and I would definitely go with Target winning this.
Out of control, man.
That is out of control,
Absolutely.
Rob.
This
I
is why a GI Joburg like knockout bracket is bonkers, because
It's
who in their
tough.
right mind would say Target could take out a stone cold classic like IG? Has he
That's
taken him
GI
out?
Joburg for
Paul,
you.
where's your vote going?
Dude, I am like I'm sorry to sound like a fence sitter, but I love them both equally. Although I gotta admit, there is something about the IG that is very special to me and has always been special to me and very timeless about its design. It does transcend. It does transcend its era in a lot of ways. Even by today's standards, the IG, just as it is right there out of the packaging, is an incredible toy and a beautiful design. So objectively, The IG does definitely take it. But I mean, those are two of my absolute favorite troop builders in the entire GI Joe line.
Incredible.
They're both so classy. I mean, look at them. Like,
yeah,
beautiful.
they bring something very special to GI Joe. But I think definitely Target brings more specialness because he's got more play features. He's more fun to play with.
Paul, you can't sit the fence. I'm going IG. Rob's
I
going
did just
Target.
say IG.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, Paul did err towards IG. So it looks like we have the populist choice going forward.
Plus, Darren Cobb will haunt me for like the next couple of months. He'll start every private message to him. He'll be like, "Hey, IG hater."
All right. Well, and the Target is the first one to scrub out, but put up a valiant fight. I'm impressed. Just to kick a man while he's down. I think the Target for me asks too many questions as to how he's supposed to function. This weird laser gun, the sort of joystick doohickey. It's an exciting premise, like jumping from low orbit, but like I don't know if the gear really supports it as well as it could be.
Wow.
Anyway, let's not
just
dally too much longer on that.
You can't put that out there.
Random,
not have a
I choose.
rebuttal.
Televiper
Whoa.
versus Eel. Kicking it 85 style. Alas, I don't know where my Televiper is.
Ooh.
Gone.
This is. Oof.
I don't know if that figures into your.
I think that's a point.
Here's an Eel to look at, boys.
Yeah.
So
actually, I can bring my Televiper out.
There we go. Grab it.
Paul provideth
visual presentation. Granted, he is in the trouble, but okay, yeah, no, he's eviscerated, so we'll just leave him in the trouble.
Classic.
Beautiful.
Right. It's
okay. So it's Televiper,
Telly guy
in the flight pod against an Eel.
I'll shoot first. Eel, hands down.
Wow.
Without any thinking, Eel transcends. It's got such a personality to it. You look at that figure, is a little bit that you see of its skin, and you just see like this mean operator. Yeah. In fact, actually, I'll show you how far I'll go with this. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I am taking.
He's going to produce some art.
I'm unbuttoning my shirt.
Oh my goodness, guys!
Sorry, I have to step away from the mic for 2 seconds. But
okay, this is for our fans.
Represent. Paul is wearing the Eel. Well, what is it called? The sort of
Cobra Frog, Snake Force Frogmen.
Snake Force Frogmen. He's wearing a shirt inspired by eels.
Eels.
It is inspired by eels. So unfortunately, yeah, I have to also go eels because like Televipers are cool, but they do feel like technical guys. I mean, they are literally technical. They are your kind of support characters.
They're receptionists, dude.
Essentially, yes, and I think you can make a case of army building them, but they without an army of other figures, like they're not so much useful. Like they're not your front men. They are your support guys. They fill out the world of GI Joe and Cobra, but they're not the frontline people. And I think. Yeah, like what's more useful, like a bunch of like frogmen or a bunch of guys who can communicate with the base? And I think frogmen are definitely more useful. Yeah, so that's 2 votes for eels. Stephen, why should Televipers go through?
No, this is a ridiculous matchup. So I'm not even going to waste anyone's time. It's eels with the win, and they are definitely going to be a troop builder to beat.
Yes, I think it's tough to kind of like, yeah, what can be better than them?
Let's find out who's next. Shake it, shake.
Shake
it is. Let me close my eyes. Called peeks.
Hey.
Sneak peeks. Okay. the Cobra Blue shirt.
Wow.
Versus the Steel Brigade. Okay, we're getting into the randos early.
Wait a minute. Is this really not rigged? It feels rigged.
Okay.
No, don't change it. I think it's fascinating that some of these matchups though.
Like that matchup's too good to pass up anyway.
That's crazy.
I went with the Cobra Blue shirt, not dividing into officer and trooper because I feel like they are
one and the same essentially. Well, not one and the same, but they
Yes, I
are.
think within
You
the
have
pages of
one
the
and the
comic
other.
book and within the cartoon, you saw blue. You didn't immediately discern if it was an officer or a trooper. It was
Yeah,
only
you
the
weren't saying
action
to yourself,
figures
"Is
that
that an
they were
officer or a
discerned.
trooper?" Yeah.
And I do feel like they are interchangeable. You know, you can't take the one without the other. In fact, in many
True.
regards, I feel better swapping their guns out, making the officer a sniper and making the trooper a AK-47
Yeah, I think
wielding
that's
cannon fodder.
most people would agree with you that that's a good
But there they are.
way of kind of going about that.
And
So,
alas, my only Steel Brigade, I think it's a version D, is sitting in
ah,
the back of my HasLab Sky Striker in Melbourne. So
your Silver
don't have a visual
Brigade
aid for
from
you.
Paul.
Anyway, Steel
Nice.
Brigade versus Blue Shirts. What does your gut say, Robbie?
I think Steel Brigade is cool, but like blue shirts, I think are more iconic because because GI Joe is so diverse in their kind of like lineup. Although no, now I'm thinking about it. Okay, no, sorry. There are so few army builders for the GI Joes that it almost feels like Steel Brigade should just go through because otherwise the Cobra will be dominating this entire discussion. Like blue shirts are cool. They're iconic. They're the original like army building guys. I guess now I'm flipping the script, but I think Steel Brigade, as they are one of the only army builders for the Joes, are more unique in that
There
regard.
is, of course, an overarching argument to be had. Does G.I. Joe need army builders at all?
Oh yeah, we've certainly gone
Yeah.
backwards and forwards on this through the years. But it feels wrong to me not to have at least some GI Joe representation make it to the next round. So I feel obligated to choose the Steel Brigade.
Okay. I'm gonna
I don't
come
know.
in from a toy perspective on this.
Hmm.
While the Steel Brigade, the Steel Brigade is a great toy and fun to play with, it is essentially a Frank and Joe. I think
Fair enough.
it's made out of
He
like
stole the Blue Shirt's crotch, damn it!
yeah, exactly. And you got pieces of great figures put together to make the Steel Brigade, and it's great. And his helmet is fantastic, and all those good things. But if you take the time to really look at a blue shirt, and I never appreciated a blue shirt Cobra until I actually had one in hand and really got to look at all the details and how finely sculpted things are on him. I've got to say the Cobra blue shirt, just from the toy perspective, it's a high quality toy, and to kind of like, for me, I can't take the Steel Brigade, even though it's got a cool factor. I can't take the Steel Brigade over a blue shirt because the Steel Brigade it's a Franken Joe essentially, and I
Hmm.
can't let that beat something that is as finely crafted as the blue shirt was. So
Okay, fair enough.
yeah,
I get it.
Steel Brigade is going in the box. Yeah, lovely
Whoa.
concept. And spoiler, that's the only G.I. Joe army builder in this bracket.
That's why I felt
Um,
like I had to
go Rob,
stand for it.
go Rob.
I'm glad you did, but it cannot possibly defeat the timeless, the classic, the icon, Cobra Blue Shirt.
No, for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I certainly feel that they're fantastic, and also you're getting two for the price of one, essentially, when you're an army building. But like, yeah, the Steel Brigade as being the only GI Joe one, I felt like we had to get a bit further in the first round. It's like
I love it,
it's
Rob.
having the FIFA World Cup in your own home country, and you don't go further
You just
than the
want
first
your
round.
team to win, as cuck as they are,
Exactly. At least get through the first round, please.
All right, that's cutting close to
Please.
the bone. Didn't we just win the rugby sevens
Seriously.
in Vancouver?
No,
Yeah,
that's rugby. When I'm
that's
talking about like
rugby. We're talking
with
about
soccer, it's a different
football.
situation.
Yeah, it's
boys,
a
I
big difference.
sorry, Rob, when you said the supporting a team, I was thinking of soccer and not rugby because
Oh no,
in
I was
rugby,
also thinking soccer for sure. I mean, I
yeah,
still
like
remember.
the soccer
Wow,
boys, they need our support, man. Like
for sure.
they're not.
I'm gonna
Okay.
need emotional support after this round. Give me strength, boys. This
Uh-oh.
one's gonna hurt. The Battle Android Trooper versus the Snow Serpent.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
oh.
That
That's
is
tough. If only one can walk away from this. Shit.
that is difficult
Can't
because Steven
believe it.
obviously has like 20 bats. He absolutely adores the bats, but the Snow Serpent is just so cool. Although, having said that, he is a snow serpent, so that does restrict his usefulness to only snowy climbs. Like, I mean, I can kind of like accept like snow job or someone not being in the snow, but like these guys just they look made for snow. They're kind of like the snow troopers in Star Wars. Like
Yeah.
they need to be in snow. And I think having a limiting factor like that, unless your GI Joe collection is exclusively snowbound, I feel like the bats are more versatile. They have more arenas in which you can deploy them. They're more useful in that way. No matter how much cooler the snow serpents are, I feel like I'm going with bats. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even voted yet, and Rob's
We
apologizing.
haven't. No, I'm voting. I'm just saying sorry.
Okay, so snow serpent. The snow serpent is immaculately sculpted and detailed.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Beautiful.
It's got a color. It's got a like badass cool factor to it. It is
So well equipped.
It also has an adjacent Snake Force member T-shirt on our
Mhm.
GI Joburg
Mm.
Teespring. Incidentally, so you know that I love me a snow serpent.
But so does the bat. Actually, the bat has an equivalent.
The bat
in
also
iron.
has one, and so
It's
does
also
the
inspired a shirt.
and so does the IG actually. However, I got to stick with. I got to say I support you on this one, Rob. The thing that stops me from playing with my snow serpent as much as I should. God, that sounds terrible.
Hey, you don't want to take your snow
Only in the snow.
serpent out?
You know,
Battle snow job.
it's the stupidest thing, but the fact that you can take a bat's hands off and switch them out for different guns, and the adventures I've had with the bat, they've just been a little bit more interesting than the adventures I've had with the snow serpent because we don't have snow in South Africa. So
Yeah, it does limit us. We can't play with
it
it in
does.
its natural environment.
There's also a body type to the battle android trooper that is quite unique to it. The flat chest with the lenticular, this kind of shape of the head. There's a lot of, I mean, even the detail, the way that the arms and all that are sculpted. There's a uniqueness to a bat, and there's a uniqueness to its parts that kind of are very special for it. I'm not saying that the snow serpent doesn't have that, but it's just, you can't repaint a snow serpent and make it a desert trooper, whereas you can repaint, not that I'm saying you should, but you could repaint
Has
bats.
Hasbro ever heard that? Fucking
Yeah.
lava
Red,
bat,
green, yellow,
It's got real
blue.
legs.
rocker bat,
And I
desert
should be
bat,
I
night
should
bat.
be so sick of bats already, but I'm not. So my vote goes to the bat. Thank you everybody
Timeless.
for sitting through that. That
Timeless.
was a stream of consciousness.
So Stephen, you can freely give your vote to the snow serpent, even though it doesn't touch me.
No, I think this is a clean sweep. Battle Android Trooper is now in the same running as the eel as like the one to beat.
Yeah.
I'd say it had a harder uphill battle than the eel, who only had to defeat Televiper to make its way through. Anyway, sorry, Snow Serpent. What a fine figure. But many more fine figures will find their way discarded in this ultimate discussion to
So many
determine
good
the best.
figures. Target
of the
was
bodybuilding world.
the first loser.
I really
Alright.
hope people in the comments are like putting down their recommendations, their nominations, should I say.
Hope it didn't drop anything.
It's gonna get heated, I think.
Right. Okay. Astro Viper versus Alley Viper.
Wow, the A's have come for it. That is a crazy matchup.
Oh, well. I'll start it off.
Thank you.
Just don't have enough space-based adventures. Alley Viper all the way. For what he is, Astro Viper is perfect in those classic Cobra colors of red and silver and gold. I mean, it's a bit
gray.
cool,
Classic
but like
Cobra
the gear
color.
is perfect, but it's it's so purpose built. This guy sees next to no use, unfortunately. I've taken to putting him in the back of my Condor, but even that feels unusual. I mean, he's in a spacesuit.
Dude, he's great in the Night Raven. Just saying.
So
I love him in the Night Raven.
Yeah,
especially
spacesuit can double as a
it's
pilot suit.
Yeah, but I especially like
I
his Star
endeavored to
Brigade
get
version.
3 Stradivipers so that I could. I mean, that looks good. 3 Stradivipers in a Night Raven. This guy's an outlier. And the Stellar Stiletto already has a dedicated pilot. So I don't know.
Still want to
Astro
Star
Viper.
Viper.
Still cool. I mean, I'm glad that the Cobra has such a cool looking guy. But if I'm reading the room correctly, I feel like this is Alley Viper all the way. It's the quintessential ground troop for urban, warfare.
And
The helmet
Rob,
design on an Astro Viper is so Dune.
oh yes,
Mm.
the Astro Viper is one of my favorite GI Joe toys.
It's like a worm's mouth.
It
The
just
visor.
Shai Lahoud.
Allude. Anyway, the thing with the Astro Viper that I love so much is it's got this real Ron Cobb kind of aesthetic going for it. So it always reminds me of the Alien film, not Aliens, Alien. And I've always loved that about it. That it's got that look, and it just works. And I don't know, there's just something about that toy that is just wonderful for me. But the Addy Viper is definitely the winner in this matchup, and I think we will discuss why the Addy Viper is so cool in the future at nauseum.
For sure, but definitely in this matchup, Alley Viper done gone through.
Yeah, Rob, you read the room right.
I did. I knew it. I just knew it. The way that Steven was like, "Oh, Astro Viper." Oh, okay. I know where he's going.
That's why I had to come in and just say what I had to say about Astro Viper, just to like make you doubt yourself.
Whoa! I was like, oh no, maybe
he was like, here he
goes.
goes.
Steve.
Next up, Annihilator versus Night Viper.
That's unfortunate. Annihilator is just, it's so quirky. He's almost too quirky. It's that purple and orange that makes him you either love his design or you hate it. His kind of like stubby little head and that funny shaped helmet. But once again, air superiority. I mean, Destro understood that that's something that you do need, and he obviously loved air superiority whenever he could. He gave his troops the ability to be in the air. But the Night Viper is just too cool, like these sneaky dudes who kind of sneak around in bushes and murder people from a distance without them even knowing they're there. It's an unfair fight, really. Sorry,
what angle are you coming from, Rob? Are you coming from a real world situation? You're coming from a toy situation, or a bit of both?
It could be a bit of both. I feel like sneaking. I think sneaking can beat aerial superiority, high ground more. Even in real life, maybe because you don't know they're there, and then you're dead. That's pretty cool. I mean,
there's a T-shirt, you don't know they're there, and then you're dead.
And then you're dead. But I love me Annihilator.
Are you wanting to oppose Rob on this one? Do you think the Annihilator is a superior army builder?
I love the Night Viper. I think it's also, again, it's a great design. It's got a lot of sexiness to it. During the modern era release of the GI Joes, it was one of the most sort of desired like remakes in that line, and we eventually got it, and it was, I would say, good enough but not great. But the original, for as cool as it is, it is actually not the most fun to play with as a toy. And the reason I say that is because you got so many brittle pieces on it, the pins on the head, the pins on the leg. You've got, like, for a sniper, it doesn't really come with a sniper rifle. It's an odd figure, and if you're sitting there and like if it's the three of us and we all like grab the toy and we're gonna go and play in an operation, one of you who picked the Night Viper is gonna be the one sitting on the other side of the garden going,
got him.
Mark. Like, I feel like the Annihilator is a lot more fun as a toy, and while it is a little bit awkward looking, there is nothing you know, the Night Viper can sort of, you will see something that looks like the Night Viper in a video game like Call of Duty or whatever's. You won't see something that looks like an Annihilator in a video
Yeah,
game.
it's very much GI Joe.
It's very GI Joe, and it's very Destro. Especially with these weird little bike shorts situation going there, optical illusion with the purple over the orange. No, Annihilator for me all the way, man. It's a fun toy.
I
Lots of
love
pieces
this.
to lose.
I love this. This leaves it in Steven's court. So Steven,
Dun dun dun.
where's this
well,
going?
that's a bit boring. I mean, like you should have gone last then, maybe, Paul, because no, look, I mean, foregone conclusion. I'm afraid it's got to go to the Night Viper because, like, there will be literal blood in the streets if we don't put the Night Viper in over the Annihilator.
No, if we are GI Joe, we do what we want to do. And I mean,
Well-
like, yes, you said target. You don't understand, like, why does it fly? What does it do? I mean, the Annihilator, I would say, is an improved version of the target because it's
I
very
had both
obviously
of these figures in my childhood, in my youth, and lost both of them. But I refound the Night Viper. I don't know if you can take anything from that. I only
Yeah,
had
I guess you
fragments of the
can.
Annihilator in my possession.
You played it stuck at bro.
But it's an improved version of the target. I mean, like it's obvious. It's more obvious what it's doing on the battlefield. It comes with a more impressive weapon. I mean, that gun is sick. The submachine gun it comes with, and it has like little guns on the side. It has a very obvious arm that it uses to kind of control the helicopter. And I think once it has to ditch the helicopter, it feels more ready for a battlefield. The outfit is more sleek. It feels like you can move a lot better on the ground.
Rob, are you flip-flopping, dude?
No, I'm staying with the Night Viper, but I'm trying to make it more interesting for you. Like, you know, like they've got to make it more difficult for you to like really choose the Night Viper.
Look, I there are many a heli pack in GI Joe, but I think that the Annihilators is
One of the
superior
best.
to the
I know.
wind up and go ones. Because it is more low profile. It doesn't try to be a vehicle and then a collapsible backpack. This is a backpack that is a flight pack. You know, it is exactly what it needs to be. Does have some weirdness to it though. Like I can never get the guy to grasp the flight stick properly. You know, you say that the Night Viper is awkward, but I'd say the Annihilator is also an awkward figure to try and get right. It kind of overreaches a little bit.
Okay,
and,
so
and
the
I mean,
nerd
I enjoyed a
loses.
long life of using just the body sculpt of the Night Viper and swapping out a head because I just loved the colors, the detail, just how tactical this guy looked. I used to put Stalker's head on this and make it like a Night Ops Stalker. So, yeah. I can't believe we've spoken this long about these two. Night Viper, obviously. Come on. Not even close.
Had to make it interesting, you know.
Yeah.
People doubt themselves. They're like, wait a minute, is that purple and orange
Well, you know, it's
piece of
nice
shit
to
gonna
have a
go
little bit of
through?
a sucker punch to anyone listening along.
Hey, I like that purple
whatever,
and
and
orange.
you're like, what? Are they actually going to go Annihilator? These idiots.
We've surprised people before, and yes, I also love the Annihilator, but I think Night Viper just makes more sense as like a.
Okay, boys. Time to really show us how weird you can be. We're pitting the Viper, 1986 Viper, against the Hydro Viper. Ooh, that's tough.
That's kind of crazy. I mean, like in like expertise wise, Hydro Vipers are more expert. I mean, you know, they have to go from Viper to Eel to Hydro Viper, so they're a lot more experienced. But then it's got that one hand that they can't do nothing with. That's frustrating, you know. That's exceptionally annoying.
Does come with an animal companion.
That is true, and it comes
If you
with
take
that
that to be a
awesome
companion, not just like, you know, local fauna.
No, if they come with the animal, they're animal. They use it for like sneak attacks. You know, they distract their enemies with the sea ray. I mean, both beautifully designed figures. It is difficult though, especially like, but Like we already have one frogman gone through. Like, do I really want 2 frogmen to get through to the next round?
Yes, Rob.
Do I? Okay.
No, I'm not going Hydra Viper. Like, I don't have to explain why the Viper is gonna win this.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, now I
it
feel
has
like I
to
have
win
to
this.
choose Hydra Viper.
No, I just think the Viper is so iconic, and not. I love how iconic the Viper is. I mean, God, I even bought 2 of them in Sideshow collectibles form.
Wow.
Yeah, man, like I just couldn't resist how awesome that design is, and
No,
I
very much so.
still.
And they both feel very Cobra.
Mm,
Like you see them and you're like, that's definitely a Cobra dude.
oh yeah, and I know I made an argument earlier about how the Night Viper is something you'd see in video games and whatever's. That kind of design. The Viper is arguably something like that as well, but the difference is that the the Viper inspired that look in video games, whereas the Night Viper is sort of representative of the best level of a night ops trooper from an 80s conceptual point of view. The Viper is just, this is my legion of terror
Yeah, it's your
troops.
ground troop. Like you
Yeah.
can't get away from needing that as your ground troop dude. Okay, I see where you're coming from for sure. But the Hydra Viper is so scary though. I'm gonna stick with the Hydra Viper. I
And then
like
I'm
the
going to
scare
break the
factor.
tie and say Viper. Because again, it's
Wow.
the one to beat. The Viper does not put a foot wrong. Honestly, iconic accessory, great.
This one did. He stood on
The
a
Viper
landmine.
gun. So, Paul's Viper definitely put a foot wrong, 2 feet wrong. He is now legless.
Legolas.
There's not a missing paint app on a Viper. He's got everything
We've
they
taken
need.
the hobbits
in
to
the right-
Isengard. Sorry. Sorry, Steve.
The Hydra Viper departs from its card art in some material ways. Like the purple is too loud. There isn't 2 tones on his chest. There should be. Like there are a few cut corners, and maybe it's because it was a 1988 figure versus a 1986 figure. You've got the line in decline versus the line at the height of its popularity.
Well, you say that, but we put through Alley Viper and Night Viper, and those are both from 1989.
Well, we'll see in round 2 how they fare. But right now, Viper's going through.
Crazy.
Hooray. Bye-bye, Hydra. Okay, we're coming up on the last 2 matchups. They are.
Who's fighting who?
We'll speak less.
The Frag Viper and the Toxo Viper. So once again, an 89-88 battle.
And also quite a difficult one, I feel.
The Freaks. The Grenade Highlight Chucker versus Cobra's first foray into an environmental disaster trooper. Did either of them stick the landing? Did both of them stick the landing? Who stuck the landing better? What does this phrase, stuck the landing, even mean?
What does that mean? Like, how do you stick a landing? Like, with a stick? Just popping it on the ground.
Somebody in the
there?
comments is going to definitely explain that.
One of our pilot viewers, listeners.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've been going first a lot because I feel so excited to talk. Let's have someone else talk. Steven.
Toxo Viper.
Wow, that was easy. Okay then. You want to send that freak through?
I do.
Wow.
I think he has more uses than a guy whose primary function is being a grenadier. Well, guess what?
Yeah, that is
Viper's gun has a grenade launcher on it.
But he has less grenades though. And also a person who's an expert with throwing grenades is more useful because he's more precise with where he puts those grenades.
I just think like a Toxo Viper is your everything trooper in an area that is environmentally destabilized. Like you've got these guys, they have to do it all, from maintenance to actual firefights to cleaning up the mess to making more mess. Like if there's an area that is like hazardous to one's health, it's these poor mofos. And you can conjure up images of that, like that kind of neo-apocalyptic world quite easily. like the one that I always think of is, I don't know if you remember Rogue Trooper from 2000 AD
2000 AD.
comic books.
Mm-hmm.
Like that whole world, the air is poisonous. So the Norths and the Southers are all wearing hazard suits. It's only guys like Rogue Trooper who were genetically modified to
Be able
deal
to
with
breathe
this
in it.
harsh environment, who are able to
Mm.
run around without suits. So I just think of Toxovipers as like the future of the conflict. And in 1988, GI Joe didn't have someone else, didn't have a good guy to step onto the battlefield to meet the Toxoviper. And I think that's a bit of a shortcoming. You either had to reach back and get airtight, an army build him, or you had to wait a while and get the Eco Warriors, in which case this Toxoviper was already kind of outmoded and replaced.
And upgraded, yeah.
Well, my two problems with the Toxic Viper is that color scheme is insane. It is all over the place. That is my first point. It is
Stepping out of a
like
toxic cloud, Rob.
it is the most insane mismatch of colors. Like they just threw whatever colors they felt like putting on that thing. Like there is no thought to like why does it have these colors?
That's
It's
totally
it's
gonna
wild.
be the
He's like
thumbnail.
this. He's like the second player, the version of Toxic Viper. Like there's a first player version of Toxic Viper out there, and he looks fantastic. And that version also comes with a
I love
cool
it.
weapon.
I love it.
That weapon that he comes with makes what is it? It's like a square. He's shooting you with a square. I've never understood that weapon. It's so weird. What
Like,
what
what
is
even
it?
is that?
I can't even. I have no words for this weapon. So for me, I cannot choose Toxic Viper because the color scheme and that weapon is just like I don't know, trash. While on the other
The
side, Frag
helmet trick
Viper,
is so satisfying.
yeah, I'm sure it's very satisfying. But I mean, it's awful to look at. I'd hate to like look at it going down onto his little head. So while yes, Frag Viper is specialized, his equipment is fantastic. Like, and he has kind of like a very nice design philosophy going on there. He kind of has that kind of like beetly like helmet going on there. And his equipment just fits together perfectly. You know, like you can see what he's doing, what his usefulness is. You know, he's a Frag Viper, and he throws grenades, and that's what he does. And yes, it's muted colors, but at least
Die a
he's,
lie.
you know, he's not, you know, kind of killing you by just like being in your sight line. You know, Joe sees a Toxic Viper and like, oh. So I gotta go with Frag Viper because he's more sensible.
I also
Oh,
like that the
boy.
Frag Viper has like a if I'm remembering correctly, you've got a little bit of a machine gun in the claw as well.
Oh, he's
Mm.
very well stocked. I mean, yeah, the claw, the thrower, has
Mm.
got a submachine gun, but they saw fit to give him another weapon
Another
anyway.
weapon, a unique
cool
weapon
gun, that.
too. Yeah, it's pretty sick. I think it's pretty awesome. But anyway, I'm going to Frag Viper. Steven is going to Toxic Viper because he's blinded by the color clash. Paul, where do you sit with this? What is where do you lean here?
I had Frag Viper as a kid, so I had a lot of
Mm.
love. I have a lot of love for that toy and its design and its awkward claw thing. And I totally forgot that it even had hand grenades in the first place. But that does give the toy like a cool feature. And if I have to come at it just from a toy perspective, I think as a toy, the Frag Viper definitely offers a lot more. And so and listen, I love the Toxic Viper. Rob, you said Dune earlier. There's something about the Toxic Viper that kind of, just like the Astro Viper, kind of has a Dune quality to it. But I feel like the Toxic Vipers are either sort of, escorts to the Guild Navigators or Sarukar. I feel like the Astro Viper and the Toxic Viper kind of share that, and the Star Viper actually kind of feel like they can fit very nicely there. There's a lot of love for like
Dune.
Dune. Exactly.
But while the Astro Viper is Shyla good, I feel like Toxic Viper is Shyla bad.
No, the Shiloh Hood. But anyway, no Hood. A Shiloh Hood. Anyway, I actually have quite a deep love for the Toxic Viper, so this is really, really hard for me, actually.
Yeah, I knew it.
Because the details on the Toxic Viper, again, there's so much cool stuff happening there, and the way the helmet pops off, it's got like a ring kind of design, it pops in there nicely. And I know what you mean about the gun, Rob, but I like that gun.
Wow.
And I know that I overruled the Night Viper because it's a finicky toy to play with. But the Frag Viper is cool because of how finicky it is. So I've got to give it to the Frag Viper. And I'm killing myself doing this because I love the Toxo Viper so much. But the Frag Viper is the more interesting toy.
The universe called to the Frag Viper, and he stepped forward and said, "Yes."
It's a pity that design doesn't translate too well in classified. At least in my opinion, it does.
Oh, Frag Viper.
Yeah, I feel like the Frag Viper works so well in vintage scale. But anytime they've tried to modernize it, you do see its failings. It does seem rather like skinny and emaciated, but it's a cool toy, man.
Remind me, have they done a Toxo Viper yet?
Not yet.
Okay, that might be interesting to see.
I am quite keen for that if they do it well.
I hope they do.
All right, 3 remain. So I think we'll do.
Whoa!
Let's try and do all 3 in one round.
Okay.
Fascinating.
In this final round of the first quarterfinals,
Three-way.
quarterfinals, we have Heat Viper
Ooh.
versus Crimson Guard.
Oh
Wow.
Versus what is that? Techno Viper.
Huh.
Oh wow. This is actually torture. I'm pretty sure people are listening to this screaming at the radio. Some of you
How can you bring them
at the
together?
radio, screaming at our screen and screaming at your podcatcher or your wherever you are right now, because this is madness. Some of you out there have already gone like, oh yeah, it's totally this guy.
Obvious
Duh,
it's him.
But for us, it's torture. These are 3 great toys.
For sure.
Jeez.
Nice symmetry. It's it's 87. It's 85, 87, 89. So
3
they're
different
each kind of
points in the line.
separated by a year.
Yeah, and while Tele Viper, I mean, is very much a support guy. I mean, yes, Techno Viper is too, but I feel like he has more utility, on a battlefield. Like you can kind of see him being more useful out there. And while you are building another character, it would be cool to have a more of a supporty type guy with you. And that purple is wild. Like it's a wild color scheme. And they differentiate, unlike with the Hydra Viper. Like there's a darker purple and that lighter purple for his outfit itself. Yeah, and Heat Viper, fantastic. I mean, burning people alive is always good for villains,
I love your anklets.
Yeah, hey, you got the little like jewelry there. It's fantastic. Like he's doing good for himself. Finicky. I mean, if I had to, give it a bad point, very finicky.
Yeah, Heat Viper is
Like
sadly
exceptionally finicky. So much stuff. Techno Viper is cool. He's kind of like the human version of the bat, I guess you could say, because he has those varied equipment that he comes with. He has that weird ass gun that Steven's showing off now. It's not as weird.
It's technically like a welding torch kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess it would be, but you can double as a gun. So I mean,
yeah.
So even if Heat Viper doesn't make it through, if Techno Viper makes it through, we still have kind of a flame throwing type guy who's going to burn people alive with his laser and heat rifle thing.
Cut to the chase, boys. Is anyone not taking Crimson Guard out of this trio?
I think, I have to say Crimson Guard. I think of the 3, it is the most iconic of the 3. Techno Viper, I think, would lend itself very well to Cobra in general, but like, there's just something crazy cool about the Crimson Guard. Even though I feel like later versions are better, I feel like the not the modern era, but that in between era, one of the is it the comic book version? I feel for me at least
the DTC
the
version.
DTC
version. I feel that is a superior version.
Oh, okay.
To this one. So if I could, I would rather army build that one.
Franken Joe.
Yeah, for sure. But I feel, I don't know. For me, it comes together better. Okay, then I'm gonna say Techno Viper. That's
okay.
I'm gonna
Wow.
go Techno Viper. I think we need some sort of
Rob's
support.
gonna
And the
Techno
purple
Viper.
is just too wild. Like what a lovely combination. That helmet is just creepy and iconic. Yeah, I
Techno
have to be
Viper,
otherwise.
Techno Viper and Heat Vipers are two really great arguments for why in the 90s I was never as fully satisfied with GI Joe as I think I should have been. But I mean, like, hindsight being 2020, I should have loved it all then, and instead of like being a picky little shit about it. But like, I really did lament that era of GI Joe because we weren't getting GI Joe toys in the 90s like Heat Viper and Techno Viper, with the exceptions being guys like Jetpack Hawk and maybe Heavy Duty to some regard, and one or two others, Desert Scorpion, etc., that had these interesting finicky kind of accessories and details and things going on for them.
Especially as you went later into the 90s, the
Mm.
homogenization of like accessories,
when weapons, trees, and
trees.
stuff. So the Techno Viper and the Heat Viper definitely have a special place in my heart because of that. And the Techno Viper, and when on first blush for me, when I first encountered him, I was like, oh my god, is this a GI Joe toy from the future, kind of thing? Because David, when he was unpacking them, this must have been in another box, so it only came a little bit later in our playtimes where I saw the Techno Viper and I was like, oh my god, this is insane. And there was something so Super Sentai about him, like Power Ranger-esque, that I also really loved about him as well. But my vote is gonna go Crimson Guard because I still think Crimson Guard is one of the finest GI Joe toys ever made, and actually one of the finest toys ever made of that era.
Agree to disagree. But I think I've been fairly consistent with this. I mean, I think I've always thought that version of the Crimson Guard wasn't necessarily the best version ever. There's just something about it that I don't like as much as the later version.
Noted.
For
Okay.
sure. I mean, I wouldn't mind owning a vintage one. I mean, it's nice to have a lot of vintage toys, but I feel like I already have the best version. So, Stephen, obviously Crimson Guard is where you're going.
Yes,
can
obviously.
feel it.
Yeah. Sorry to be predictable, but yeah, these other two
Playing to
are
the fans,
unique. If
Schroeder
I was to have
disagrees.
my way, the only Cobra Troop in red would be the Crimson Guard.
Wow, that is quite a statement.
Yeah, make them stand out as being the only ones in red. I think, yeah, totally. Like in Star Wars, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're
Something special
special
about that. Anyway,
red.
yeah, fucking they shot their nut early with the his tank driver, unfortunately.
They
So
ruined
scrubbing
it.
out in the first round, we've got Target, Tele Viper, Steel Brigade, Snow Serpent, Astro Viper, Annihilator, Hydra Viper, Toxo Viper, Heat Viper, and Techno Viper. Out of that, I'd say we have room to be upset about the Snow Serpent.
For sure.
And that's
100%.
pretty much it. I think the other ones are where they need to be in this
Boo! Target was
contest.
mistreated.
But let's get interesting. And let's define things. Let's whittle it down. Let's distill ourselves down to a much smaller group. And let's just do this,
Quick
reaction
steps.
first, okay?
Yeah, fair enough.
Just don't give me any
Don't
kind of
overthink.
justifications. I want to hear Frag Viper versus the Viper.
Viper.
Robert?
Viper,
Sorry.
it has to be. Yeah.
Paul?
Viper.
Okay.
Viper.
Frag Viper's out of there. And Viper advances now. Next up, Crimson Guard. We've just had him versus Ali Viper.
Crimson Guard.
Ali
Crimson
Viper.
Rob says Ali Viper. Oh, jeepers. I have to decide. Cruel fate. Yeah, it's going to be the Crimson Guard going through once again. Jeez. So predictable.
But by a hair. Honestly, for me, by a hair.
Yeah, 100%. Well, not for me, but I understand for you guys. This was a tough choice.
I mean, as it is, I'm already army building Ali Vipers, to be fair.
So. Battle Android Trooper versus the blue shirt.
Whoa. Blue shirt.
One vote, blue shirt. Paul?
Bat.
Bats.
Yeah. Also by a hair, man. It's horribly close.
Steven, you decide again.
I need to stop doing this way. Yeah, bat goes through. Yeah, I mean the bat is spectacular. All right, next we have the Night Viper versus the Iron Grenadier.
Just call our
I'll go
names out.
first and I'll say
Yes.
Iron Grenadier.
Okay.
Night Viper.
Right.
I love doing this.
I fucking knew you, Rob. I knew you would do that. Sorry. IG for me, please. I'll take IG for $500.
Okay. Goodbye, Night Viper. So, and because of the odd numbering of this bracket, the eel squeaks through uncontested.
Oh, eel just goes through.
Well, that's how they work. They sneak through.
I would have voted for it anyway.
So I think it's fair to say that we can leave it there. Gentlemen, your finest troop builders of all time, I'm going to hold up to the camera, is the Iron Grenadier, the Viper, the Battle Android Trooper, the Crimson Guardsman, and the Eel.
And watch
We
them
have
all go up in
representation
price.
from 1985, 1986, and 1988. Sorry, everyone
Crazy.
else. I guess 89 just got too colorful, too crazy, too diverse. You can't beat the purists. And I mean, if you were to pit the blue shirt against the Viper, you'd have to be like proper OG Joe fan to go blue shirt.
The blue shirt has got one weakness against the Viper.
Ooh.
Just one?
Yeah, like really, like if I have to be like very, very, very critical and only like I actually think the blue shirt's head hurts it quite a bit. I feel like if the blue shirt's head was a little bit more detailed, it would go up against the Viper quite and it would be more competitive versus the Viper. But it is a product of its time in terms of its sculpt. And that does hold it back. But the details on both of them, on their chests and legs and everything, they both share a lot of really great detail there. And
It's an evolution, I think. You know,
yeah.
like the blue shirts are kind of like the beginning of Cobras. You know, kind of like becoming Cobra. But then they specialize once they get the Vipers out there because they're better equipped overall. You know. And I like the homogenization of just Vipers.
There's also a lot to be said about the guns, the included weapons that come with the blue shirts, and how finely sculpted they are, and how realistic they are in a lot of ways, versus the Viper's very cool machine gun, or the Viper's rifle, which is super cool, but does have, some might argue it's a bit toyetic.
Yeah, I was gonna say as well. Actually, it can be maybe a little too straightforward.
When I know from experience, from drawing that gun, it takes work to make that gun feel like a real gun, which I hate. I hate having to put in extra work to make something look real, not because of rendering or lighting or anything like that, but because of the shapes used.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's kind of just a bit hodgepodgey.
Is there any purpose in taking this further and doing Eel versus Bat, Viper versus Crimson Guard, etc.?
I feel like we should do that on a next episode.
Well, look, let's just make it a straight up gut choice.
Whoa.
Eel, Bat, Viper, Crimson Guard, and Iron Grenadier. Which is your favorite, boys?
Ooh.
Fuck.
I want to. It's I don't think I can choose like a best one out of those. I think those are they're diverse enough. Obviously, for me, I wouldn't choose the CG. Maybe because they serve such good purposes. They all have their own niches. I think.
I mean, that's my most wanted list. Right there. I mean, I've got them all. Thank God.
If you have no other other Cobra troops, I think you're fine, because this covers everything. You have robots, you have elite troopers, Destro's represented in there.
Eels
And-
were
Survivor.
used as saboteurs functioning sort of on land.
Yeah, they basically Navy SEALs. You know, they have their multi-purpose. And yeah, robots, and then general troops. I think can you really have a favorite of these?
Well, guys, let me throw one extra hat in the ring there.
Mm.
Every one of those has a really wonderfully made modern era counterpart,
Well, there we go.
which
Yeah, they
says a
got it
lot.
right multiple times through the years.
Yeah, every one of those has a really amazing modern era counterpart. I would argue, I'd argue that they only got it right with the Viper the second time round, and with the Crimson Guard the second time round, but they did them 2 times. You know, they
Like,
felt the value in doing them twice.
I would
so.
go with eels if I could take the eel helmet off. I think eels would be the best for me if I could take that helmet off.
Classified will
But
give you that.
no, for sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
classifieds and modern era give you that.
Because I can accept a guy running around in a wetsuit on the land, but I can't accept a guy in what is very obviously his breathing gear for being underwater, constantly on the battlefield like that.
Mm.
To me, that kind of breaks my immersion a little bit. So if I had to,
understand.
maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to choose the best. I think all 5 have aspects of them that make them iconic to Cobra.
That's your 5-pack. That's your
There
ultimate
it is.
army builder
Cobra
5-pack
troop building. Yes.
that you release, and then people buy like 50 of those.
There we go.
So that they have 50 of each figure, or 20 of those, whatever. That's your. There you go.
However far
Hasbro,
you want to
there's
go
a
with your troop.
there's a free box set there for you.
Although, I mean, if they're going to do it in classified, it would probably have to be 2 figures.
Yeah, actually, but like all 3. One has got 3, and then the other one's got 2. Like the bat can come with, it can be the 2-pack because it has got a lot more accessories.
Accessories,
So
yeah.
like maybe you put the bat in with the CG or something,
Mm.
or you put the IG in the CG in.
That makes
the pack.
sense.
Anyway,
actually.
it could be fun. I also got to mention that the classified version of the CG is an outstanding figure.
There we go.
Although I haven't gotten Eels, he looks like a lot of fun. And I haven't got the Iron Grenadier. He is an outstanding figure just from looking at the photos. And
You can just tell, you look
and
him in the eyes.
Rob, you and I can
3D
both
printed head.
speak to how great the classified bat is.
Mm-hmm.
So
100%.
again, these are all figures that have been given special attention over time.
And they know to
be
always
the best of the best.
Yeah, they always know to make it the best because they know these are the best of the best.
I am a little sad that we don't have an oddball in our matchup.
I really hope Target would go through.
Like
The Iron Grenadier is an outlier because his place is firmly taken up by the Viper and the Crimson Guard. Like the Iron Grenadier is a do-over of those 2 functions.
Well, if we all agree to swap him out for Target, I think I'll be fine with that.
Touche. Deep
the good
callback
fight.
there, Robbie. Anyways, folks listening to this, I hope you've enjoyed playing along. I hope our selections have either concerned you or been like bang on. I feel like the final 5 is pretty safe.
That's a pretty popular, I think for sure.
But they're unassailable, and I like putting the 5 of them together because they, as you said, boys, they do make for a pretty potent 5-pack. My goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a gift keeps on giving.
That's our episode, I think, folks.
Yeah, 717.
But guys,
was it 417?
we jumped so straight into our topic and whatever. So we didn't even get a chance to catch up here quickly. Are you guys good? Did you get anything cool that's new? Did you do anything that's interesting in the last week?
Well, you saw what I got. I have nothing else to
got
add
all
to
your
that,
cool
unfortunately.
stuff.
I got so much cool stuff that I don't know what to do with myself anymore.
Guys, I believe the His Tank, the Hot Wheels His Tank, is available in South Africa.
Ooh.
It's part of the
keep
Pop
my eyes
Culture
out for
series,
it.
so it should be out on some shelves. You may very well find it in the Toys R Us's there in Cape Town, close to you, like I did with the.
I can add it to my growing Hot Wheels collection.
You may very well find it. I haven't been this excited for a Hot Wheels. Okay, actually, God, I make it sound like I haven't been excited
Lies.
for a Hot Wheels in a while. I love the Quadra from Cyberpunk. So the hiss, the Hot Wheels hiss is definitely a high priority on my list. I really
Nice.
want one in my life. So I'm hoping that I find one of those on my toy adventures.
Well,
I've
as we
actually
discovered yesterday, Stephen apparently recently acquired an exceptionally expensive micro
micro
machine.
machines,
Not
and then
exceptionally
also
expensive. $35 for a toy isn't a lot, but that's a lot maybe for a
That's still
tiny
something.
action
It's
dude,
still
figure.
something.
$35 is more than a classified figure. I mean, if you think
True.
about, if you
Depending on what classified figure we're buying, yeah.
yeah, but still factor in like inflation and all that. Like that little guy has gone up in value quite substantially. It was Richie's Toy Fair, Richie's Toy and Vintage Toy Fair yesterday actually.
Oh, nice.
At
See anything
Mosaic.
cool?
I actually, you know what? I didn't get to go yesterday because I was
Oh,
doing other stuff. But I believe it was really, really good. It's a good one.
nice.
Everybody pulled out their cool vintage stuff. I have done quite nicely at Richie's Toy Fair in the past. I actually purposefully avoided it this year or this month because it happens like every 2 months. Stewie was asking, guys, have any of you guys caught the Stew's charity marathon?
Yes, I was
Toy
actually going to
Collector Stew.
mention.
Yeah, we did that.
That's what
Yeah,
we did yesterday. We took part in Stu's annual Stu of Universal Toy Collector YouTube channel, his annual 24-hour charity live stream in support of the last couple of years. I don't know if it's been every year, but definitely the last couple of years in support of Give Kids the World. And for those interested, over the 24 hours, he managed to raise almost $8,000. So $7,926 and change to support that charity.
which is amazing. And and we were guests on this, so thank you very much, Stu, for having us, and thank you very much to the community for supporting that. But in that, he did actually ask us if we have any conventions here in South Africa, and we do. They're not
We
as big
do.
as stuff that's found in Europe and America, but definitely guys putting in an effort. Steve got that cool Micro Machines figure, and then Richie's Toy Fair does his here every 2 months, and then they're the sort of middle-sized cons, which are starting to see the value in doing retro toys and stuff.
Yeah, there are several other
so-
ones that I mean, I know there's a smaller little convention in PE that happens annually as well.
Yes.
Can't remember the name of it offhand, but that is also fairly well attended for what it is.
Yeah, and then I just want to do my part here as well because I was a guest at the Logitech event. But Logitech has released a new mouse, and what they did is they treated us to a shooting range. So we went to go and shoot some guns. And I felt that it was significant to mention this only because, well, we shot 9mm and automatic rifles and shotguns, which was great. Did get to shoot a 50 caliber or 50 cal Barrett, so
What?
that was awesome.
That's
And
insane, dude.
that for me was like quite a special moment because I remember we got those. We have them in GI Joe size, for the modern era. And I've always just been quite fascinated with that gun. I grew quite obsessed with that gun, and so having the opportunity to shoot one was quite an experience, I must say, and it's definitely changed my whole understanding of how that gun works, which is really cool. And that was a great experience. So I know I don't have to, I know maybe it's not in the best of taste right now to talk about guns and things like that on everybody's favorite GI Joe podcast, but yeah, just that was an experience that was really great, especially
Heck yeah.
my first time shooting an assault rifle, as well, which was actually and a shotgun. Yeah. When I was rocking the shotgun, I was thinking Resident Evil.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So
Nice.
yeah, and it was
that zombie.
yeah. So that was a lot of fun. Anyway, so threw that out there. Cool, guys. But yeah, that's been what's been that's the what's been happening in GI Joburg lives. GI Joburg's lives section of the podcast. So
In
cool.
this past week, what did we do?
Ooh-hoo. Anyway, with that said, it's time to get ready to jump out the door. Thank you again to all of our supporters. Simply liking our, simply watching our shows to the end, liking our stuff, subscribing to our stuff. That's really, really cool of you. So thank you for doing that. And then for the guys who have who want to support us through Patreon and through the YouTube membership, thank you to you guys. That's really, really great. And we really appreciate it. And now we're going to jump out the door.
Oh, there's a door back there.
Joe Joburg. Joe Joburg. Alud.